if you look at all the deaths that we've had already on the road to Vostok here. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to Road to Vostok. Now, this will be part 3 in the ongoing demo series, and for the first time since we have started this series, we are going to be... Oh, I hit the wrong key once more. We are going to be starting out with a Mosin, starting out with a rifle, which is very cool. Yes, okay. So when you're loading it, you have to open the bolt manually with control. And then you close it with control as well. But then you use the left mouse button in order to close it. Very neat. In the last part, I attempted to get us to Vostok. We ended up dying inside of the border zone because we got swarmed by guards, which is alright. In this part, we're going to do the same thing. I think, at least until there's a full release, I think all bets are off for Road to Vostok, with it being a demo. I think we should just try to punch out as far as we can. And in the run that we stick, you know, that everything clicks and we stick, and we end up getting to Vostok, getting kitted, and coming back, surviving, that's going to be the run where, okay, then the game begins, you know? But right now, we're just trying to get our feet wet, so to say. You know, we're still cutting our teeth, we're still learning the ropes of this world and of this game. There you saw we picked up an AK without a magazine, to be expected, as well as a Makarov. We don't have ammo for either of those things. I see a campsite up the hill here. We're going to go up here and explore this. We have yet to make our way up here in any of the other playthroughs. I'm just going to see if there's anything we can see. I'm sprinting, and that's because I'm excited to be back. I really like Road to Vostok. I'm enjoying this quite a lot. And I'm going to continue to be playing Road to Vostok. I intend to play this well into its release, so hopefully we get lucky. Look at these spawns, my god. See, sometimes when I see spawns like that, it makes me think that we've been getting the short end of the stick, you know, and kind of struggling to find some weapons and ammunition and whatnot, but perhaps it's just bad luck. I'm looking at the tape there to see if this had a transition. Perhaps further along. You know what? We have a second. Let's punch out a little further here and see if there's not another transition. Something I'd like to see here in Vostok is for them to bring base building, like cabin building, you know, being able to build and furnish your own structure. I think that would be really cool. I know they have the shelter system with the furnishing. I'd like to see that expanded upon. But it doesn't seem, as far as the eye can see, that there is another transition. So for now, we're going to move back towards the village. These four houses with the flag, and they have the Bana here as well. We're gonna move on. The structure seems like the doors are closed, which, as we know, means nothing. Alright, make an entry. Now, historically, the Mosin is not used for close combat operations, close quarters engagements. Oh, wow, look at this. Man, okay, we're doing good. We're doing good right here off the bat. Wow. Alright, so... Okay, there is no magazine. Ah, we did not want to do that. Okay, so there... Is there a magazine? No. We're going to keep that equipped to save space, but there is not a magazine there. So we're going to take this bucket. Oh, holy cow. Look at this. We're going to take one of these home with us as well. How's our safety and everything's okay for the time being. We're going to continue looting. Oh, wow. Look at this. Yeah, before we continue further into the village, we're going to take our spoils back to the cabin. And ensure that we have starting loot in the event of our death, which is, it is kind of inevitable, especially with how I've been playing. You know, I'm trying to keep it entertaining, not be too fast and loose, but also not be, you know, tactical Timmy over here and take everything so slow. You know, I'm probably going to be sprinting a lot, probably going to be taking some corners a little harder than I should. Keeping it entertaining, engaging, and fun. And I wanted to say, if my voice sounds weird, I know I was talking about this in the last part a little bit, but if my voice sounds a little strange, I'm still kind of fighting some type of sickness. I'm really only feeling the effects of it in the morning, and it's going away, but my voice sounds better to me. I think in the last couple of parts I was a bit nasally. I apologize for that. I was also rushing the last time we played Road to Vostok, so this time around I'm going to take my time here. Take my time here and enjoy. We're going to set these backpacks on the ground. Set these backpacks on the ground, as well as... Oh, I think we just lost a... I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so... We did... Seems like we did just lose an AK. So, for those of you playing this demo, don't click place unless you are close... Not close. Don't click place while being close to a wall or a surface that'll eat your firearm, because we just lost a good AK doing that. But it is a demo and can't be mad at a demo. We're going to place this bucket. And developer, if you are listening, please don't, as soon as I make contact with something, I would really prefer if I can make contact with something and then continue to manipulate the object afterwards. That would be great. This should be the second and or third video you see. Since I'm returning from my little Thanksgiving break, I hope your holidays were really good. I hope you had a swell time. I hope you had lots of laughs with family and friends. And most of all, I hope you were safe. I hope all of you are healthy and full to the brim. Look at that, the MP5K, a splint, and some 223s on the ground. No magazine though. We're gonna have to be on the lookout for all sorts of different magazines. Tons of 223 rounds, which is great. Wonder how random the loot is exactly. We've got some food items in here. Melatonin we can use to sell. It has little value to us because all it does is kill our energy. Canned tomatoes. Here in the start, I'm looking for quest items that we can use for that one-time big bonus from the trader. As far as I know, at this point in time, there's only one trader. That there could be more. I haven't had a chance to look around in the border zone, let alone Vostok, long enough. My only experience going to Vostok was at night, and that was surely an interesting experience. You saw that at the end of the last part. We actually did pretty good. And there's so much to loot. I mean, my god, it takes so much time. Which isn't a bad thing. I think looting should be organic. I'm trying to hit control to crouch. Books. Books. And when I'm hitting control, I'm opening my bolt, which is probably going to get us smoked in a gunfight. Oh, some yeast and cold medicine. Very good. Ammunition is always good. That is a Makarov magazine. We're going to load that, insert it into our Makarov, and then throw that additional round in there so we get our +1. Alright, we haven't taken contact yet, so I'd say we're pretty safe to pursue this White House and start moving into the village. The proper village here. But what type of loot bandit would we be? Loot goblin would we be if we didn't check everything? Oh, okay. We've taken a round. Okay, that's not good. Good thing we have this splint. No, unfortunately for us, these splints are hard to come by. And we're going to need many, many more of them. That's alright. We have half health. He's goofy enough to pursue us. Which... Oh, we've broken another bone. My god. Alright. I think we're going to die, unfortunately. Yeah. So spawning in here, our AK has decided to come back. That is very cool. That is good to know. That is very good to know. So what we're going to do is throw on one of these backpacks and head straight back out. Well, you should always expect the unexpected. And I did not. So we are going out unarmed. We've done this before. And it's not necessarily a surefire way, but it's a pretty good way to get geared up. Now, if we do run into some nefarious bandits, we'll have to use our brain, use our wits, which here at Project Observer we are known for using our wits to escape unlikely situations. I'm thinking about all this good stuff we have lost. I also think, I'd like to. I wonder what this is going to look like as a finished product. I wonder if it's going to have the same spawn, loot, run, shoot, loot, occasionally fish so I can sell the pike to the generalist. I wonder if it's going to have that same loop or if it's going to have a different, slower feel to it, because right now it's kind of a mad dash, and it is a demo. I keep saying that. I'm going to continue to say it. This is just the final demo. This is not the final product. You know, they could change. They could totally change the entire thing by the time it comes out. I don't know. Just curious. Cat food and soda. Very good. I think it was the last part where I said, I wonder if they're going to allow us to make IEDs out of the cans. I'd like to see something like that. Here we find all sorts of ammunition. Or various types of ammunition, a belt, an MP5, and some miscellaneous goods. Though, like the last MP5 we found, we still have no ammo. That's alright. What we're going to do is we're going to run through the... Oh, that fire is lit. That makes me anxious. Makes me think that perhaps we have company. We're surely not the company. These bandits are not the best of hosts. Not the best of hosts, but they do listen to good music. They sure do listen to good music. I cannot disparage them there whatsoever. Love some hard boss. It definitely seems like this has been recently traveled through, right? I mean, the fire itself is a pretty massive giveaway of human intervention. But the doors being open, it's given me a tiny bit of anxiety here. Another AK, we'll take that with us. I'm hoping that if we do run into a bandit, that I can just do the boogaloo boogie away from him, you know? Just peek my head in, close the door on him, and run out. Alright, up to the campsite. Perhaps at this campsite we'll find the magazine we've been looking for. Any magazine will do at this point. I would take an MP5 magazine or one of the AK-74 magazines. Oh, and just like that, our prayers are answered. Very good. Very good. Alright, so we're going to cautiously sit over here and pack a mag. I say cautiously like we're doing anything. Yes. One round. In the last part, we learned that you have stamina for your arms. Clearly, I did not pay too close of attention in the tutorial. But yeah, your arms have stamina, so, you know, if you're at the... you have to transition to the low ready in order to gain that stamina back, and you know, you'll start shooting all over the freaking place if you're not, if you don't have that bar full. Alright, moving on, the danger house. I hope this is entertaining for you guys. If the gameplay leaves something to be desired, I at least hope that my commentary is enjoyable for you guys. And if it's not, please let me know, because I'm trying to, I would like to keep you all engaged as much as possible and keep you enjoying and having fun. I heard people outside. Well, we have 3 med kits. I really don't want to get into some goofy gunfight and lose those. But yeah, I mean, it's all about community, right? And it's all about, you guys. Like, I'm just providing oh my god, that was loud. That was a really, really, really loud crack over my head. my god. Okay, I saw him. Saw him moving. There's a dude in a gray hoodie about 100 meters that way. Maybe they'll try to move on us. And we can take them out. We have 13 rounds. We have to be mindful of that. He is at the yellow house now. We're going to continue looting. Perhaps I can find more ammo or a magazine or, you know, anything to help us here. Oh, God. Nothing yet. You know, I would take a Makarov at this point just to have something, you know, full to the brim. Just have a full packed mag. Yeah, but, you know, you guys and gals out there, let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. It is very much a community-driven channel. I mean, YouTube as a whole is systematically community-driven. But I definitely want to know what your interests are and whatnot. And I know, like, I'm not going to do anything that, you know, is... Sorry, I'm listening. I'm not going to do anything on the channel that is disingenuous to myself. I'm not going to, like, do things I don't want to do just because the community wants to see it. Because that's not right, but I'm sure we can find a happy medium. You know, when you should enjoy... We dropped him. You should enjoy what you're doing, and you shouldn't be doing something purely for other people. You know, I'm not in this... I'm not in this for the money. I'm not in this for fame or recognition. I'm in this because I'm passionate about it. I don't know how we started talking about that, but hey, that's what we were talking about just now. We have successfully killed a bandit outside. Surely he's got some buddies around here somewhere. I can't tell what I'm hearing, but I'm definitely hearing something. Holy cow. We're getting really lucky here with these first aid kits. I have not found 4 first aid kits in the entirety of the time that I have been playing this demo. And here, 5 first aid kits is unbelievable. Oh, and let me know. I'm a... Ooh, very good. Okay. Let us transfer this over. Alright, so I transferred over the MP5 to our secondary slot, which I wasn't sure if that was going to work, but it does. Good to know for future reference. And I equipped this RK95 as our primary, because it's going to hit hard. Yeah, we definitely have bad guys over here. I don't know if this is on full or auto. I'm going to dip out the back and try to move on them. And I know another thing about like content, at least an assumption I have, is that people want to watch people that are good at things, and I don't necessarily think that's true. I think people watch people because they like the individual they're watching. Let me know what you think about that. Like, would you rather someone be successful at the game, be successful and fun to watch, or would you just purely rather them be entertaining? There's definitely a dude in here. Not in here, perhaps. He's right over here. He's got to be by the garage over here. Man, this is tense. Tell you what, man. You guys, I say you guys, it's a solo dev. You are doing God's work here with these sounds and with the tension, man. The tension. Oh my God, it is phenomenal what you are doing with these engagements. You know, and this again, it's a demo for the 15th time. I'm probably not going to say it again. But man, it is a tense game, my dear friends. The sounds are horrifying, and I am playing with the volume all the way up. I can't say I recommend doing that, but I'm hard of hearing. And it's, oh my God, it's definitely an experience to play this. Play this as I am. Very tense. Every engagement feels decisive. You know, like putting a bullet on target versus not. There's weight behind either of those actions, and we did just find some 9mm. We're gonna pack this MP5 mag. Okay, that's not a problem. 7.62s we can find later. And we did just pick this up because it was available to us, right? So we took contact out here. Let's try to move around the front and move on to this other building. We have a corpse here we got to worry about. All right, moving interior. Okay. I'm gaslighting myself into hearing stuff. I think I didn't see one, but I definitely heard it. Oh, so I put a post out today saying, oh, 7.62 is very good. Let's go ahead and remove our magazine. We'll go sit back in here while we do this. But I put a post out today talking about how I am getting on a schedule with YouTube. Previously, all of my videos were done, like, I would do a video or do 2 recordings, edit everything in its entirety, or edit one and then leave the next one. So the next day, all I had to do was edit, and that was working. It was like a kind of a 1-2 punch kind of ordeal. No, man, maybe if I quit talking and started shooting some bandits, we would be alive. But we are not. We are not, and that is my fault, and I apologize. I hope it's not like driving you guys nuts, you know, watching me suck pretty bad. Anyways, so fresh start, that's all that matters. Well, starting out here, we have our Remington 870 pump, which should throw buckshot. This game is, you know, calling itself a realistic survival shooter, so I imagine it does damage like shotguns do. I imagine it has range and hits like a truck at distance. Game, please don't make a hopeful man out of me. Very good. MP5K there. Now, once more, we're going to be hunting down MP5 magazines. Hunting down magazines in general, because, you know, finding that initial gun is great, but finding the magazines that'll fit into it, that's where it's at. That's what's gonna keep you alive in the long term. And unfortunately, if you look at all the deaths that we've had already on the road to Vostok here, okay. Okay. I had to, sorry about that. I had to figure out, I need to breathe for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Sorry, that scared the absolute daylights out of me. Surprisingly didn't take one to the brain. I don't know how we managed that, but we didn't. So, whereas you... Oh my god. Okay. Taking fire once more. I got confused with the shotgun controls and was trying to hit control instead of R. Alright, so fires definitely mean bandits in the area. I couldn't prove that prior to just now, but I'm proving it right now. This is our second encounter like this. R as in Romeo, to pump the shotgun. That is definitely how you do that. That gave me quite the start. And it was one of those, like, cold fears, you know? Yeah, I felt that in my gut for sure. I haven't been scared like that in a long time. It definitely got my goat. I'm gonna stop talking about it now. Okay, so we took contact. Not sure from where. It would have to be close by though. Maybe in this red house. I'm not sure. I'm gonna slow my roll here just a little bit. Try to take this a little bit more carefully and tactfully than I have been. Okay, so we are clear up to this point. Do we have boots on? We need boots. No, finding a knife on the ground is pretty awesome. Very good. Alright. We hit all these cabinets. Then the freezer. Alright, nothing of value here, nothing in the garbage. We're going to run up behind the greenhouse up towards the camp. I don't see anybody over there in White House. Doesn't mean they're not there. I'm gonna go investigate this campsite. I'm perhaps we find some good stuff here once more. And then we'll push down and continue doing what we're doing. There's no reason for us, even though you saw me get smoked twice here already, there's no reason for us not to follow the route that we're comfortable with. I'm sorry if you guys are getting kind of burnt out seeing the same stuff. I'm working on it, working on doing us better here. But instead of going to this white house first, let's go to this yellow house. We'll go left to right this time. Oh, I saw that dead bandit there on the ground. Let us go left to right. On our quest to get gear to move on Vostok. Now, what we might end up doing is not so much as last time, but we might try to, power run through it, speed run to Vostok. I feel like it's funny that... Yeah, okay, we got bad guys here. I think it's funny that the only time I was able to get there on the channel was the time that there's no... I mean, there's proof, but there's no audio proof, Not saying that means anything, but, you can't hear. I had a lot of fun recording that, and even though we got killed, it was a ton of fun. This dude's moving with a purpose. I don't know if that killed him. Doesn't sound like it. I got no eyes on. I'm gonna peel out the back here. Oh yeah, they're here. Alright, my dear stalker friends, we are back once again. We have restarted. I have the Makarov and a Nomad backpack, as well as a good amount of 9x18 ammunition. So what we're going to do, we're going to do exactly what we've been doing, except we're going to work backwards this time. The reason being is I have started a totally new world, and I want new things to look at. My god, the shotgun with its manual pump is a little difficult. Not totally used to that yet, so that was horrifying. Both of those engagements were absolutely terrifying just now. But hey, we got the Makarov back. We're going to use it to great effect, and we're going to steamroll some bandits. Hopefully. Hopefully, don't quote me. So right here, we have found toilet paper, as well as a Mosin and a windbreaker, which is very good. That Mosin, once we get an optic for it, we're going to be doing God's work. You see out there, there's a bandit. I don't know, I've never been that far. I wonder if there's another camp over there. Let us go have a peek. We're going to try to stay behind hard cover here. I really shouldn't be messing around with this. I've also never been to that pier. Maybe we'll do that in this episode. Okay, soft cover, soft cover. Here comes the hard cover right here. He seems distracted. I'm going to put a round in him. Right. Well, we definitely traded blows, but mine was non-lethal. His, on the other hand, he will not be recovering from. I didn't know if there was a camp or something around here. Maybe the bandits just... maybe they can just spawn wherever. Glock 17. Nice. Very good, very good. Good to know it has the ammunition, too. Alright, we're going to move back towards the dock. And then push up this way. Road to Vostok, man. This is quite the beautiful game. I love the location. I love where it is said to take place. Very good. It's all very good. The gameplay feels good. It's loud. It's gunfights are frightening, as they should be. You know, everything's really, really snappy. I've yet to get a really good handle on the gameplay, which for you viewers watching, I am so sorry. I really hope this isn't just absolutely abysmal to watch, because I like playing this a lot. And I don't, I'm not one to get frustrated and stop playing something. Like, I might take a break from something, but I'm definitely not the type to just, you know, totally rage out. Now, with, you know, games like this that are pretty difficult, but also fair, I'd like to consider this a fair game. You know, something that's not made to incite rage. I could not give you promises that I wouldn't stop playing something like that. But that is just a hypothetical. So, with this being a demo, what I'm most likely going to do is if we get a successful run to Vostok up and back, I'll reevaluate what we're gonna do. I'd like to at least get to Vostok one time, get there, loot, kill some military dudes, come back, right? That is definitely the goal. Now, that is proving to be a lot more difficult than I ever would have imagined. And, you know, we're rolling with the punches here. We are taking everything in stride. But my God, are we struggling to get up there. Once we do, and we make it back, or we die again, you know, I might just cut the series. At least until there is more to this, and we can play more of a survivalist run. Or I brush up on my combat skills here and put my focus into hitting people in their T-square, and make the gunplay more exciting. It's very exciting for me. It is very loud and very much so exhilarating. I have rarely been scared, like, maybe scared. I've rarely been startled by a video game as much as I have Road to Vostok in the short amount of time I've been playing this. Short in the grand scheme of things, for sure. I've only put a couple hours into it, but I have loved, even with the dying, I've loved every second of it. Ooh, medkit, matches, all the good stuff. Guitar, we don't need it. We don't need it. Now, if we find another one down the road, as a reward to ourselves, we'll pick it up and take it. But right now, we need to suffer and get our bare necessities, base items under control. Food, water, shelter is already taken care of. Ammunition for defense, weapons, magazines, as well as medicine, first aid, right? Oh. Alright, so he definitely saw us. He fired on us. I think we hit him twice. Alright, we have put him in the dirt. Which is very good. I wonder how many friends he has. I heard something, but I just can't tell. Like, every time I hear something, I have to really question whether or not I actually heard it. I would like to dip out the back here. And push around on this side. He had an AK. Very good. Too bad we haven't found any 5.45, but that's alright. We're gonna continue on, hit this graffitied grayish white house. See if we can see anybody. I wonder if they were in here having a little parlay. It's cool that you can see evidence of activity. Evidence that the bandits have been here. Very cool. Hopefully that gets expanded on moving forward. Sorry, had to adjust my seat. Oh, okay. We are having an absolute time and a half here, aren't we, my dear friends? Someone, once more, has fired upon us. I believe they have made entrance into the home. They have, haven't they? Yes. So I'm putting a big assumption out here. I'm gonna assume if you're watching this channel, and you're liking the content and stuff, and whatnot, you've probably played Fear, right? Fear, and you've most likely played at least one of the Stalker games, right? Or you've watched somebody play it. Either or, that's great, right? So if again, it's not really a out of the realm of possibilities assumption, but I am assuming, and I often don't like to do that. But I'm assuming that you have played at least one Stalker game and you've played Fear. Or watched somebody do so, right? Fear had, and it still to this day holds up as some of the best AI in gaming. Especially in a horror shooter. Stalker also has phenomenal AI. Stalker's AI is not contained totally to human enemies, though. It's also the animalistic enemies you encounter. Ooh, pick that back up. Such as bloodsuckers, pseudo giants, etc. They behave, and they behave very much so like they are alive. And so do the people. So do the characters you encounter and the factions. They're very much so alive. That world is alive. Fear, they react and they move. And apparently it's really simple code that gave them so much life, which I I still find hard to believe, and you know, I'm gonna take it at face value because the developers, I believe, said that. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure who said that, so I'm not gonna put it on them. But somebody said that whatever it was that made their AI so effective, it was relatively simple. And that blows my mind. But anyways, here in Vostok, I am in, oh my god. Shots flying overhead. It's running along. In the house. Closing the doors. Can I hop through the window? I cannot. I am not. Can I? No. Okay. Anyways, I'm not playing Misery. I'm playing Roadtovostok. Oh, what the heck was I saying? Yeah, so the AI in this has given me quite a few frights, and they also seem to move intelligently on your position, which is awesome. Whatever you're doing, it seems to be working really well. I hope it, you know, you can always, when I say this, I don't mean that I think it needs improvement. I'm saying I hope it continues to evolve, and, you know, the systems get improved upon, because it's awesome. This is so cool, so unbelievably cool. And the weather sounds scary. It's like Death Stranding. We're going to buy that scope outright. Absolutely. Rarely does he have exactly what we need. This time is the exception. We're going to sell him these cigars and also take some of these tasks. See if we have anything for the other tasks. No, not totally. Not totally. That is alright though. We can take some of this stuff home and worry about it later. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. So let's have a bite to eat here, as well as a juice box. Try to get our energy levels up. And then we're gonna move to the house, set some stuff up, and then have a rest, I do believe. Let this storm pass, yada yada. I think maybe our mistake has been not playing on the safer side. Perhaps we should attempt to play on the safer side and not worry so much about the destination, worry about the journey. Here we are, approaching our cabin. Got the rain, I can feel the chill on the back of my neck as the rain pounds the ground. Alright, here we are back at home. This right here is going to be our prize jewel, or prize possession, I do believe. So here we'll continue dropping off our gear, our spoils from earlier, as well as removing this magazine and adding an additional round to it. I like to keep guns in one place. I like to keep ammo in a separate place. I like to keep our magazines in a separate place. Things that serve us, we take with us. Things that do not serve us, we don't. Simple as that. All right. So we got everything dropped off. This Mosin will come in handy down the road. But in order to get to that point, we have to find 7.62 by 54R rounds. Surprisingly pretty rare to find. All right. It is stormy. Where's the sun at in the sky? All right, we can't see the sun, but it looks like it is evening for sure. It's a little late afternoon. Doing a little late afternoon loot. And we are going to go our preferred and most familiar route. Though it has not necessarily helped us. It's also not hurt us. Look at that. Mosin. Right. Oh. Okay. There is most definitely enemy here. They are right here. Wow. Alright. Let's there's an MP5 here too. What the heck? Alright, let's pause and get topside. Alright, I don't see any more. Doesn't mean that don't exist, as we say, as we have said before. So I was looking at whatever the hell that was. Whatever the heck that was. Alright, let's take that Glock from the bandit. Peep the floor real quick. See if there's anything of value. Perhaps any magazines. And it doesn't look like it, so we're going to continue on into this village. Historically, we've ran into contact here in the greenhouse and the red house. I'd say not too much has changed. So we are going to take the sauna first. We'll push in here. Alright. All good, all good. Nothing of value. Bandit. Garbage. Nothing of value. Nothing on the floor, it seems. Okay. Alright. Man, this AI, like I was saying, they've definitely got something going for them. And I don't know if it's just the sound design or the feel of the game that's making it feel so like gritty and realistic. It really feels like you're being maneuvered on by someone who wants you dead. I'd say, there's a marginal amount of that. I don't want to detract from the game and say that it's just, oh yeah, it's purely the, it's purely the sound design making it so scary, because I don't know, it kind of takes away from it, doesn't it? Takes away from the experience. Maybe not. Maybe it complements it. Excuse my voice. It's starting to get some throat irritation. I apologize for that. Oh, look at this. Now, we are still looking for a belt. A battle belt would be nice, but I don't think we're going to find one of those here. But we did find a fishing rod, which is awesome. Fishing rod can... Oh my god. Okay, I think I saw him. We're going to move... Okay, he's definitely coming from White House. Yeah, the fishing pole will yield us a pike. If we get lucky, then a pike will yield us a Mark 18, which I'd say is a pretty crazy. I'm having a bit of a time here. Back there we found a little bit of ammunition, 223s, which will be great down the road, but right now they don't really help us. Cigarettes. Starting to think that the loot system is all this random chance. Anything can spawn anywhere within certain parameters, and then the certain things like medicine cabinets only spawn, X, Y, and Z, but they only have this chance for them to spawn. Right. Sometimes you have good luck, sometimes you have bad luck. Right now we're having bad luck. And here we are with another belt. We have found a belt once more. You can carry all the more things, all sorts of stuff. Cough medicine, cold medicine. Alright, we're gonna run up in White House here. Try not to take a round upon entry to clear the outside. Make an entry interior of White House. There's always something bad news going on here. Or across the street. Perhaps today we're lucky. I know I heard somebody talking though. I just don't know. I just don't know where. I just don't know. Yeah, they're still definitely out there. That other dude, we used all of our 545 on him, putting him in the dirt. He wasn't going to stop moving on us though. I mean, we really didn't have a choice but to dump the mag and hope we put the rounds in him. Moving down. It's over here on our left side from there. Oh my god, I just, man, let me tell you, oh, Jesus God. Okay. This gunfire is so unbelievable. I don't know why I'm extra jumpy today. This gunfire is so loud and, realistic sounding. It's getting my goat real bad. Oh, it's the first painkillers we found in quite a while. Man, when they are sending volleys of fire like that. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Road to Vostok. Welcome back. Now, in the last part, you saw we attempted to speedrun to Vostok because I had made an error and I had gotten us killed. I was rushing, and we ended up getting put down in the border zone by some guards, which is alright. I have recorded a little bit of footage for this, and it's just not, it hasn't totally worked out. So I'm going to try this again and make a cohesive episode, and then I'll add some of those clips in from some stuff. I've been getting jump scared by gunfire. My God. The gunfire is so absolutely realistic. Man, it's just got a sound to it. Maybe I'm tired or something, but it's just making me jump. But here we are starting out with the 1911 this time, which is pretty cool. 45 hits hard, and hopefully we can put some good rounds on target. I think there's definitely contact up ahead in the greenhouse. I'm gonna skirt around the yellow house. See if I can get a bead on him. I say, while we have it, let's try to push our advantage. Yeah, we're definitely gonna maneuver on him. Okay, he hasn't made his way out yet. But let's think here. What do we... All right. Very good. You're gonna see the best parts of this, and none of the figuring it out parts. Because man, let me tell you, we've been having a time here. When this comes out as a complete product, you're going to see all that stuff from the beginning, as well as all this stuff. I am going to try to do like a mega cut. That's what I'm going to call it, is a mega cut of footage where you have the... it's going to be a long video first and foremost. You're going to have us successfully get into Vostok in this part, and then the stuff leading up to it is just going to be like not hyper edited, you know, but very condensed. So you'll get like 15, 30, I'm going to say realistically 30 minutes of that stuff, and then the rest of this. I've just been taking the privilege to, or I have just been starting anew as much as possible, as much as I desire. And there's no penalty in doing that, which I really love, because, you know, if this were Tarkov and we were just sucking wind, man, we would be still doing, axe runs trying to get back. And that's really not fun to watch, at least in my opinion. Not without, like, super jump cuts and all that. I really just don't want to do that. So we're starting from scratch once more, and we are going to try again to successfully get from here to Vostok and back without getting snuffed out. Now, compared to the run you saw the last time where we died in the border zone, we have ammunition for our Mosin, so we can 100% take it. We can 100% take this Mosin and head to the border zone and drop some of these, drop some of those border guards before we even get to the towers. You know, we can clear a path preemptively. That would benefit us for several reasons. All of which have to do with keeping ourselves alive. We are, and I'm saying this with my fingers crossed, but we are finding a lot of good early game stuff. that could benefit us. It could really benefit us here if we can pull this off. I had to take a little break earlier from dying. My wife had woken up and we had sat down and ate some leftovers together, which was really nice, and talked for a little bit, and she went back to bed. But here, I feel rejuvenated, I feel refreshed, and we're gonna try to conquer this game once more. Conquer our environment once more. Look at this. My god. You never find stuff stocked like that. It kind of blows my mind every time we find... Oh man. Okay. Alright, so closer than I had initially thought. There are some bad guys out there. It seems like they have moved on our position. They sound really close. Throw this fishing vest on. Fishing... Yeah, fisher vest. Fishing vest, my god. Very good. Man, I really don't want to walk out and get shot. I see him. Alright. Very good. Alright, so the scope is definitely a major benefit to us. Having that long gun is going to come in handy. Historically, in games, I do like to play the reconnaissance or the sniper role. You kind of... Hopefully you get to see that in action moving forward here. We're going to go hit this campsite up on top of the hill we've been hitting a couple times. Earlier on we discovered this existed, and we're going to continue to hit it because it's nice and it's out of the way, and I've yet to see bandits spawn here, which is really good for us. Do we have toilet paper so far? We do. We only need one of those and we get a light out of it, but we do have a light already. Oh wow, look at this. It's kind of like, earlier I talked about Stalker, and I also talked about Fear, like the AI of those games. This AI is very, very similar to it in my opinion. Could be 1,000 times better. I don't know. You know, don't necessarily know how to. Definitely has the opportunity to be 1,000 times better than either one of them. But the stashes here in roadtovostok remind me very much so of stashes in Stalker, where, you know, the stashes you're finding aren't like these super jam-packed loot spawns. You know, they're very... Do you see what I see? Very good. I hear bad guys downstairs, perhaps, right outside the door. I don't know. In the house? Wherever they are, it's bad for our health. Sorry, excuse me for a moment here. Gotta get my things together. But in Stalker, when you'd find a stash, you know, that was someone was putting stuff aside in order to come back to it at a later date, right? Something that was going to benefit them later on. So whether that be hit him between the freaking banister, that was pretty good shooting. But whether it be, you know, just a few magazines or a sleeping bag or something, you know, someone was coming back to that. And that's what it feels like here. 100%. It feels like someone remembered, or, you know, someone's coming back to this stash. And, yeah, they don't have, there's not a cool primary weapon in the stash. There's only a magazine. Because for them, you know, they're carrying their primary weapon. And I just fired off a round to the wall. I've got such a bad habit of... I have such a bad habit of applying way too much pressure to the left mouse button. I'd like to say I'm working on it, but I don't even know how to begin working on that. I keep my left pointer finger up, like off of the mouse. So I'm moving around. My right middle finger is on the mouse. The left one is hovering above it. Sorry, I'm kind of panic looting because we're doing pretty good here. Like being twitchy and jumping back and forth at stuff. I apologize. My God, I need to get my stuff together. Let's have a bite to eat. Have we picked up anything to drink yet? Yeah, we have. I'm gonna drink this soda. That'll keep us on the road. I am going to remove this magazine as well as clear the chamber of this AK. Right now, that's not helping us out. But we could pack a mag if we have 7.62. Do we have 7.62? I'm not seeing them. No, we do not. Alright, so we're going to remove this mag. Do this. Then we'll pack the secondary mag. Perfect. Alright, so at least we have a secondary to fall back on. That AK doesn't really serve us. Its condition is shot anyways. There's one guy outside to our left here. Yeah, that opens up so much room for us. Alright. Yeah, there he is. I honestly find it hard to believe that neither of those rounds struck him. Okay, that one definitely did though. Maybe they all did. Maybe it's just, you know, body shots didn't do it for him. Alright, we're going to continue looting the rest of the house here. And then we are going to move outside and loot that bandit that we put in the dirt. Alright, double checking. Not double checking. I was checking for the first time that lamp, or that torch on our head. We hit that bandit in the neck. It's good shooting. I thought we hit him in the head, but you gotta account for hide over borer. Move next door and move interior. Should probably be. We're gonna use the macro going forward when we move interior in these houses. Burn cream. Oh, nice. KP-31 drum. That'll come in handy if we can find a KP-31. We get one heck of a bonus. Or quest for, it's not a bonus, it's a reward for finding both of those items. We're gonna take Makarov magazines. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I see him. Okay. Oh, there's no way he made that shot. Okay, we put him down. There's another shooter. I'm pretty sure we put a shot on him, but I can't be 100%. I didn't see anything come out the back of him. Alright, so we put one down for sure. Technically put two down. Killed that one guy earlier. Let's move and see if we can get another firing position on this guy. Trying to stay within hard cover. Alright, now we push. I don't know if enemies are subject to the same rules that we are subject to. Like if I strike one of these guys in a bone, and can he get the fracture status effect, or is that just for me, the player character? You know, food for thought. I don't know. Alright, I hate playing the where's the spider game with armed bandits. It's not particularly high on my priority list. I believe he's probably gone inside this house here, which means we gotta get our, yeah, he's gone interior for sure. Dropped him. Moving, looting, shooting, scooting. All those things. I'm gonna get rid of these jeans and throw the hiking pants on, as well as drop the hoodie, put the fleece on. Minor insulation difference. It's also cosmetically more appealing for me to be looking at green. Picked up that toolbox. Nothing in here of value. Alright. Let's go see if we can loot these other suckers we killed. Look at all that. Man, we're doing good. We're doing real good, my friends. Alright. So, it's beginning to rain. We're going to hit this red building here. This sheddish structure. And then we're going to move to the trader. We already hit this, didn't we? When we came down. Yes, we did. Alright. Well, instead, we're going to move this way. Towards our trader friend. And perhaps get something cool from his wares. It's still strange to me that this is the trader hub is also an active portion of the map. I find that odd, but I do think it's cool. I think it's unique. Like with the door being open, it kind of alludes to bandits having been here. I'm always worried I'm gonna get shot in here.
Jaahas, kaupanteko kiinnostais?
Okie dokie. Never seems to have anything we need when we need it, does he? Well, let's see what we can get all this for. So $7.20 for that. How about with this and with this? All right. $7.20 it is. Let's check out his tasks. Get rid of the cigarettes. We've got matches and cigarettes somewhere here. There we go.
Jopas jotain. Kiitos.
Yeah, we didn't find painkillers, did we? Coffee, licorice, pea soup, and mustard. Do we have all those things? We have crackers. We have a ton of crackers right now. No, I don't think we have batteries at home. Alright, but we have a good start on a lot of this. We have a good start on a lot of these quests. We might be able to finish them off pretty quickly in one swoop. Now that would be advantageous to us. There's another drum, that's crazy. We're gonna maneuver on this encampment here. Hopefully not get shot in the process. Two 223s and 7.62s. We'll take what we can get. And with that, we're gonna retire to our home for the evening. Retire to our home. Sort some things. And then get back at it tomorrow. I wonder how they do the loot respawn tables in this. I wonder if it's required. Oh man. Okay. Now I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack, I'm telling you. I'm gonna have to start wearing ear pro when I'm recording this. This is getting my goat. Oh, I see him now. Okay. Okay. That one hit him square in the face. We're gonna need more of these rounds, especially if we're planning on taking this to Vostok with us. We have got to have an additional round, or an additional box of rounds, minimum of 20. I'd say I wouldn't really be comfortable without 40. And we hit him right under the eye. Nice. Okay. Now, bad news for us, I don't have room for this. I wonder if I can drop this on the ground and come back for it. Again, I have no idea how respawn and all the loot tables and whatnot work. Alright, back at home here. I'm gonna put all of our food and our goose juice up. God, it never gets old. What a beautiful moon. Alright, so we're gonna try our luck. Try our luck on a night raid in the village. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Yeah, it seems like the reset is based on entering and exiting your cabin, with more emphasis on sleeping in between. That seems to have the greatest effect. Okay, this is not helpful for distance whatsoever. Like, can't see inside windows across the street there, so it's really only going to help us out for searching the ground. Okay. One other thing I don't know is, does the trader get refreshed tasks, or are they one and dones? In the demo, you know, it's not going to reflect the final state of the game, but let me know, because I don't know. Finding food and beverages, which are always welcome. Always, always welcome. I'd love to find something nuts out in the wild, like an SVD. I don't actually know all the weapons that can be found in here, so it's a nice little surprise for myself when I find and come across new stuff. I'm gonna equip these matches and light a fire. Hey, look, that's the first time we've ever done that. Alright, so we do have the stuff to complete one trader task right now. That is very good news. I am sprinting a lot. I think I said something about that in one of the other parts. That, I mean, it's this part, but one of the other parts of this part. I'm moving fast. I'm trying to move fast and shoot steady. Unfortunately, for our sake, those things are not entirely mutually exclusive. Seems like we have another one of these famous Finnish storms moving in. Yeah, we're soaked out here, man. We're gonna run up here to this tent encampment once again, this time in the dark. Oh my god. It's incredible how good weather design makes your game feel alive. I just can't give enough praise to good weather like this. Project Zomboid is my favorite example of weather. It feels like it actually has an effect on your character. Sometimes it's so good. Well, anytime there's a weather event, you know, for me at least, I'm paying attention. I am so totally immersed in the rain or the snow. Alright, here we go. Night Raider. I don't know what he hit us with, but he got us good. So those first aid kits are an absolute miracle. Being able to heal not only your... Man, there's more of them. Being able to not only heal fractures, but also heal your bleeding. I've got to make sure. We got to make sure that I am paying extra close attention when we come up on houses with candles lit. Because at first I didn't know if that was just environmental stuff. I figured it wasn't, but no, that is definitely letting us know that we are not alone. Oh, God. This is like a horror movie. Honest to God, this is extremely tense and anxiety-inducing. But when night is dark, true darkness, advanced darkness, whatever you want to call it. When it's dark like this, and you can't see 2 feet in front of your face, and you're just praying that, you know, your light shines far. I mean, in a situation like this, man, using white light is one of the worst things you can do. But, you know, in this situation we're praying that that white light is gonna work. Oh yeah, we laced him up good. Praying that that white light's gonna punch out just a little further and illuminate the target before they get us. Look at this. I can't see 2 feet in front of my face. I can't hear in my headphones. You know, outside from the thunder. I mean, this is oppressive weather. This is a very oppressive environment. I see a light over there too. Most definitely our bandit friends. go, I only have 48% battery left. We're gonna have to get some more batteries. I hate walking down the middle of the road like this. We're gonna move on this yellow house as well as the brick house and continue our looting spree and our shooting spree. It's most definitely gonna be someone here with us. Yeah, you can hear him out there. See the firelight? I'm so glad that's been proven to us. In a previous episode at nighttime, I was trying to tell you how you're looking for movement and silhouettes, which does work, but you have to also have adjusted eyes to do that, and where we've been running around with this torch on, that's just not working for us. Finding all sorts of ammo. We gotta be careful because I don't trust the game to not have them run right up in the house with us. And I'm kind of jumpy today as is. We don't need that all that extra mess. So here, to make room, we're going to switch that MP5 to our secondary slot. Nope. Yep. Alright, we're going to toggle the fun switch here and hope our battery lives a little while longer. Man, God, there are just so many different weapons here. So, in the interest of staying alive for another day, I think we should probably head out the way we came. What do y'all think? You didn't think that'd be a good idea? Hopefully we don't catch one in the back. My lord, we're just finding all sorts of stuff, aren't we? I feel very lucky to be finding all this stuff with you folks. I appreciate you tuning in, checking in, and watching this insanity unfold. We're still trying here on YouTube. Oh man, I can't see this freaking guy. I think he's further out than we think. But what I was saying was we're still trying to carve out our niche. Carve out our niche here. And oh man, there's someone shooting at us from the woods. I'd love to just suppress him, but man, ammo's a commodity. We're gonna do a tactical retreat here. Alright, we went for a pretty good run there. Our hydration and whatnot's low. Our satiety, we're gonna have to go get a bite to eat. Try to sleep through the rest of the night. And then we'll go out again in the morning. Try to get some kit together. And, once we do that, there's only one more thing to do. And that is move on Vostok. Now, I would like to have some more 7.62x54 before we do that, but if that's not a choice for us, then it's just not. So we're gonna have a bite to eat here, drop some things off, and have a rest. Alright, my dear friends. Good morning. Now, we have split most of the things that we need today off into one category, as well as oh Jesus. Alright, my dear friends, we have taken most of the things we're going to need today and split them off from the rest of our spoils. Everything's kind of where I could put it, where I could fit it. We're going to go back out, like I said we would. Try to knock out as many of these quests, these smaller quests as possible. And hopefully get a little bit of armor. Today, you can see it's very early morning. Today what we want is to find a KP-31. That would benefit us greatly. On top of finding the KP-31, just making sure that was on auto. On top of finding that KP-31, we need to find another set of painkillers. And perhaps the lotion. Oh my god, okay, we're taking contact from the yellow building. Man, nothing like gunpowder in the morning. It's a lamp. I almost opened fire on a lamp. Ah, so I can't do an override. Interesting. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to get us to Vostok as quickly as possible. We have been taking far too long Even though this is, the name of the game is Road to Vostok, and I have been dragging my feet trying to get us there, getting us killed multiple times in the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get busy. We're going to go take the fight to them. I feel awful about how the quality of this video might turn out. Not the quality as in, how good it's going to look, but the quality as in what this video, like the cohesiveness of this video. It might be all over the place, and, I apologize for that. But I gotta do what I gotta do. And in order to get the video I want to be Vostok number 3, we're gonna have to do some ludicrous stuff here. I think we have bad guys right here too. So we might be getting into a gunfight off rip. Yeah, we're definitely going to be. But something that's good here is finding that KP31 immediately. Shouldn't be too hard for us to find a magazine for it. If we find the KP31 magazine, we get an ACOG as well as some, a level 4 plate and some, we get a freaking plate carrier. There we go. Phew, I am tired. I've been kind of running myself ragged recently. It is difficult to stay as productive as you want, and also, stay on top of things. Holidays are a butt kicker. They really are. And man, they give you this tire that just does not go away sometimes. Sometimes you gotta really fight. On top of being sick. But we're off to a really good start here. They're probably going to try to push us. I hear their footsteps. Yeah, okay. Nice. Alright. We're going to push on his position and put him in the dirt. Time now. Alright, so we've gotten pretty lucky off rip here, finding a whole lot of good stuff. And we seem to have pretty okay luck with loot across all of our playthroughs, or all of our starts. Some are definitely better than others, but, what do you do? We're gonna take these things and run right across the border. get there before nighttime rolls around. You know, honestly, I'm just gonna dump all this stuff that doesn't serve us. I'm gonna say screw the trader, unless we find that KP31 mag. If not, I think we're just gonna run for it. It's about time. It's about time for me to stop recording this. I'm gonna have like 3 hours of footage to sift through. It seems like we're gonna have the suppressed 7.62 edition, part 2. Very good. Well, unfortunately, oh man, okay. Who is firing on us? No matter. Alright, we're gonna skedaddle here. Oh my god, okay. Jesus. Alright, well, luckily none of those shots that they put on us were lethal. Surprisingly, none of those shots they put on us were lethal. Man. Okay. Let's get us situated here. We don't have a ton of 7.62. The 7.62 we loaded up is the 7.62 we have. We have enough 9 and enough 45 to fight, but, you know, we're going up against some hardcore dudes coming up. All the 7.62 by 54 we have here is what we got. So this one we just picked up is in much better shape. We have plenty of meds for, you know, one good full engagement. But what I'm going to do, since this is a demo, we're very much so playing it like a demo, which I see nothing wrong with that. What we are going to do is take our gear and head to Vostok. Alright. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back to the minefield once more. Previously we haven't had too much luck here. And that's alright. That's, you know, it's a minefield. How much luck are you really expecting to have here? Last time that we were here, we learned that we could get swarmed by the powers that be. That is what we're going to avoid. And pardon me for looking down. I know I'm kind of running, but my eyes right now are watching the ground for those toe poppers. These things. Gnarly. Now, there is loot to be had up ahead at the top of those towers, but it's really not worth it considering the amount of guards that will push your location. Putting accurate fire on you with RK95s, trying to put you in the dirt, it's just not worth it. And they seem to be, yeah, like this guy, he's already on us, you know? Okay, we killed him. So we don't have a ton more rounds. We'll try to use the rest of those either on the way back. Oh God, okay. We're gonna stop here and bandage. Trade. Alright. So, I have several gripes that I have voiced in the other episode where we went to the border zone. One of those gripes is, why would your security towers, your border towers, why would you have mines underneath them when you are staffing them with your soldiers? Right? That doesn't make any sense. Mining a highly traveled area does not make sense. But we are entering the permadeath zone now. So you get to see Vostok with my commentary because I haven't turned my mic off yet. Here we are. So we're going to eat all of this cold medicine. I've never been here at daytime. I can't wait for us to see together what this looks like. But I want to be healthy when we do it. Probably going to start hallucinating here shortly, looking at the HATMAN and whatnot. With all these cold pills we're eating. This can't be good for us. Definitely not short term. Definitely not long term either. I can't imagine this is good for anybody. But our mental health is high. That I do not believe. Not for a second. Alright, friends. Here we are. Now, let us transition first to our Mosin, so we can kind of get a lay of the land. In the last part, I went straight to the left here to this block, and I pushed all the way down to the second block on the left side. I did not venture off, and I definitely didn't walk in the middle here because it seems, very, very much like an on-rails experience. Alright, I'm going to switch back over to my AK. I'm also going to throw it. Ah, okay. Seems like we have drawn the attention of what sounded like the Russian military. Alright, time to do some room clearing. I don't see anybody just with the naked eye. But what I did see here was this special crate. Look at this. Nice, 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 nice. All good things. All good things. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that makes me happy. Alright. From previous experience, going through each individual unit, like piece by piece, is not worth it. By no means. I see a shooter on that roof. Yep. Now, I don't know if he knows that I know what I saw. But I know. No. I did not see what I thought I saw on that roof. I thought I saw a shooter on that roof. I did not. I don't know how many times I said that. Maybe I'm just exhausted. Lord. Yeah, so Russian military's here. And it seems as if they've got shoot on sight protocol for the exclusion zone. See, and I've tried to draw the comparison before to Stalker here. I've definitely tried to draw the comparison before, just based on location alone. You know, it fits right in. To the Stalker universe. But specifically, this location, the Vostok zone, blends in with the Stalker universe more than anywhere else. I mean, the iconography is just, it's just spot on. Abandoned Soviet bloc style apartments. Violent military personnel shooting on sight. Dropped him. Huh. This guy's got an AK-12 on him. So we're going to continue here. Moving through these apartment complexes, looking for those green boxes that we found in these special crates here. Yes. Inside of these, they have everything we want. All the good stuff that we can hope to find will be contained within these green special crates. You can find your run-of-the-mill loot everywhere else, but the good stuff that we're on the lookout for is in those crates. We're going to continue picking up ammo as we find it, and medical supplies, but most of the stuff we're looking for is going to be on the first and top floor. And I can just imagine us running head first into a patrol up here, like a little reconnaissance team, hold up in one of these apartments. Man, the gunfight would be legendary. From previous experience, this is, like, this particular style of apartment, there's a lot of loot that spawns on this table here. Look at that. Little 3+ strike face. Good quality shotgun, but not for us, not for us. We have roof access here. Should probably not be playing chicken with the edge. Like, what was the K of Sun's name? See if we can see anybody from up here. That looks interesting. Playground. Good. Tanks, BMPs. Wonder if there's anything secret here that we can find, or if all the good stuff's just in these apartment complex, or in these apartment blocks. Excuse me. Kind of surprised the lack of sights to see up here. Perhaps they're my 12 Just saw something. Perhaps it was just a visual bug. Nope, that's definitely a mover. See that? Alright. Now we could... I wish we could go prone. I'd like to... Oh, for God's sakes. I'm so sorry. I'd like to do a shooter born in heaven right here. Let me get off this roof. The weather seems to change so quickly. Maybe the apocalypse we're talking about is, you know, some type of, I don't know, some type of strange weather phenomenon. It's a interesting, very interesting chest rig there. Funny too, you know, when you put a lot of effort into something, put a lot of preparation into getting to Vostok, for example, like I've been doing. You know, you always want to push the boundary before you leave. Make sure you checked all your bells and whistles. Make sure you're actually ready to go. That seemed to have gotten us killed quite a few times, you know, versus here where, you know, just load up, say, hey, we're going to do it. I say it's about 50-50 for both options, you know. Sometimes you just say you're going to do it, you do it. It doesn't always work like that, though. That's just not feasible. Nice. Another AK. Very good. Very good. Doing CQB with the Mosin is wild work, but it could help us. I said I wasn't going to do this, and I'm going to stop doing that now. See if we can't. Yeah, there we go. See if we can't find more of these military crates. And we found a SOCOM monster, which is very good. Very, very good. That's all, though, besides that backpack. I don't have the capacity to be carrying a bunch of backpacks out of here, especially if they spawn and, you know, if they spawn back home. What's the point? What's the point of carrying them back, you know? Moving back down. Got all sorts of footage. Hopefully I can string something pretty cool together for part 3. I think it's going to be like Roadtovostok part 3, Trials and Tribulations, or something like that. I'll tell you something. Something I noticed, and I don't want to... Maybe I'm asking for an opinion more than anything. What do you guys think of my thumbnails compared to some of the other ones? Do they hit the spot? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do Do thumbnails really mean anything to you? Please let me know. Arcane 95, very cool. Very cool, very cool. Because I see thumbnails, and, you know, you get curious and you look at thumbnails for similar content, you know. A lot of the content I see, people don't do, not a whole lot of people do series-style content. Or, like, I don't know, like, unique titled content. It's always something kind of clickbaity, like, I played this game with permadeath, or, you know, for Vostok in particular, I noticed a lot of people have clickbaity titles, which is to be expected, you know. I'm gonna go check out this square. Well, this is awful. This is an awful place to be crossing. Would really suck to get left out, hung out to dry here, but I thought I saw. I need to go to bed. I am tired. Oh my God. Jesus, I hit all sorts of keys just now. Yeah, my bad. I hit all sorts of keys. Kind of in a panic there. Oh. Got a couple grenades. Loot's just sparse. I mean, which is kind of to be expected. But I don't love that loot is sparse on the individuals we're engaging, you know. Never throw a frag uphill. That's like insanely bad juju, but this is a video game. Oh, no such luck. I'm getting some sneaky shots off on that guy. If anything, he's gonna get another sneaky shot off on us. Man, we are struggling here at this cat and mouse game. Okay, no, we dropped him. Alright, that is the end of our 762 though. Let's go downstairs and see if we can find another one of those special crates. Then okay, no special crate, maybe one over here. Check for the special crate, then we'll have a bite to eat. Heal up. We're gonna eat all this actually. All of it. Every single one of them. We're seeing the HATMAN and his cousins. Then we're gonna take those painkillers. We're gonna eat that field ration. Alright, let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into. Oh man. So as you can tell, caution's kind of excuse me. Jesus. As you can tell here, caution's kind of gone to the wind. Ah, now they decide to... Yes, now they decide to show us things. Very cool. Very cool. We'll take this in the event we find something we can use it in. Now, you'd think with these being military, they'd probably have better maintained weapons, but that is just not the case. Ooh. Ooh, fun. Okay. I got eyes on. I think that round hit him. Alright, forgive me here. Oh, God. I'm trying my best here to... Where did my rifle go? Oh, thank God. Jesus. Alright, sorry, that's ridiculous. And I can't, use the motion optic. Wait, I wonder if I can use the... I know it's not... Yeah, I didn't think so. I know it's not, how that works. But I didn't know if it was gonna let me do it or not. Lord. I wonder if we can get a better firing position from the roof on this guy. Let's see if he can silhouette himself a little better. Is that hump right there looks like a corpse, which would imply that there's a second shooter, which wouldn't surprise me at all, but let's see if yeah, we killed that dude. So there is 100% a second shooter. Unless my theory holds true that enemies can be inflicted with the same status effects as us. Is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. I'll cross the road and find out. I'm gonna need some goose juice coming up. I'd really like a bottle of water. My God, my mouth is... Alright, we're gonna get into some stuff right here. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Very good. Very good. I also found some additional rounds. Yes, this is all very good for us. So, outside of completing the quest for the generalist, this is our first time. We should not be sprinting in this stairway here. This is our first time finding a plate carrier organically. So, getting to Vostok, as silly as it sounds, with it being the name of the game, this is definitely This is definitely where you want to be. The amount of loot we have found just in this short amount of time, the amount of self-sustaining loot and weapons and ammunition we have found that you would just have to suffer for. Back at the village, you know, it's pretty incredible. I mean, we're finding like gobs upon gobs of freaking 9mm ammo. Oh, an open door. From where? Are they shooting at us from a rooftop over? You think? Yeah, I don't know where that shooter was, but... Ooh. Is that the corner of that building down? Yeah, I see him. Okay, I saw him. I sure did see him. Man, we are... Oh, man. This video is gonna look like a mess. I've got... 3 hours plus right now of stuff. You can probably hear me get extremely sleepy. Sorry if my commentary is kind of went off kilter here at the end. I'm doing a little too much focusing and a little too little talking. But I'm doing my best. I'm most definitely... oh. We're most definitely in a hot zone. Most definitely. Right. These dudes don't have anything on them except for 545, which I feel like we can just loot that if we really want to. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed with the corpses and their loot, but I also have to, you know, understand this is a demo, and that'll be improved upon at a later date. Now, I wonder if this is the quality of our plate or the quality... Oh, okay, it's the plate quality. Good deal. That's good to know. Alright, let's run through here, look for green crates real quick, and then probably try to get back across that border. I am well aware of the dangers of crossing at night. Our hydration is also really low. Let's eat these tomatoes and pineapples and whatnot. Probably drink a beer. So we're gonna keep pushing. We're gonna look for beers in some of these blocks. There is far too much here for me to do. after everything I have done already in this video, let alone all the other stuff. I apologize. I'll get to it. We'll go on more adventures. Oh my god. Yep, come to me. That's a SVD. We were just talking about this. That is extremely rare too. Alright. So, tired or not, my newfound excitement is through the moon. We're gonna go up, look for those green crates. I know I keep repeating myself too. I am so sorry. Alright, let's get out of here. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm thinking I don't want to lose. I really don't want to lose my progress. Oh, and I know back there I dropped that, those 2 rounds of 7.62 by 54. That was an oversight. That was a stupid oversight on my part. You probably won't see this, honestly. It's going to be a lot of me running along this border, handrailing this all the way back, because I don't want to deal with it. Hello, and good early morning to all of you that are still hanging around and tuning in. This is Roadtovostok, the very, very, very sleep-deprived edition, the redemption edition, the returning to the village with an SVD edition, the bandit ventilating, military slaying, guard shooting, looting, shooting, scooting, parachuting, demolition, double cap, crimping edition. No, move on. Our business is not wanted. I tell you what, you guys are awesome. And oh, Constellation Hunter edition. Roadtovostok. Last time we did that, I spotted the Big Dipper like nobody's business. I about lost my marbles. Because not only is that accurate to this part of the world, but that means that they're using an actual skybox for the northern hemisphere like that. Finland's unique, as the Big Dipper appears in its sky year-round. And because of its position. Oh man, I'm sleepy here. I'm looking around like a madman. Let's get inside and drop off our spoils. So, even though we found an SVD, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic, we're still going to have to find magazines for it. This right here is our pride and joy. What an awesome find. What an absolutely awesome, phenomenal find. And we went to Vostok, so went to Vostok, checked it out, killed everything we saw, and left. No problem. Niet problema. Alright, my dear friends. This here concludes our pseudo zero to hero Roadtovostok conquering run. You'll hear me talk about all sorts of stuff. Oh my god, I'm shuddering right now at the thought of what's going to come when I start editing. So it looks like right now the way to do this is get your gear. It doesn't matter how much time you spend in the village. You just need to put your shots on target, which I've been kind of lackadaisical. I've been a little lackadaisical and missing shots, not putting my shots on target, getting jump scared. You're going to love some of those jump scares. But get kitted. You don't have to have armor or anything like that. You know, the odds you find it are low anyways, but get a rifle and go get a rifle and as much food and water or juice you can carry. Get your goose juice. Run to the zone, the border zone, the minefield. Don't go straight. Take the ropes all the way around. That's definitely the way to stay alive there. You hit Vostok hard and just take it bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. Yeah, right now, at least until we get some of the other features, that's going to be the way to play it. I can't stress this enough. This is a demo, and for a demo, it is perfect. It is fully fleshed out. There's so much you can keep coming back to it and enjoying it and playing it. There is nothing wrong with this. I would like to continue playing this on the channel, but I want you to understand when you're watching this series and it's different than Zomboid or something. I'm experimenting and messing around with this. You know, it's not going to look like my other content necessarily. Not like 1-to-1. Whereas Zomboid, we're doing one life. This one we've had like 15 lives already. You know, starting over, doing all sorts of stuff. It's the same stuff. Now, with this game in particular, I'm going to keep repeating myself. I'm going to be following this into early access. I'm going to mess around with all sorts of different stuff in it. I'm going to be following Roadtovostok into early access and beyond. I cannot wait to see some of the survival mechanics come out. I can't wait to see new maps. I cannot wait to see a crafting system. This is incredible, though. Like I said, I'm going to keep playing it. I know I'm repeating myself. I am so incredibly sleep deprived and tired. You all are great. Thanks for tuning in. Mind the gap, stalkers. Mind the gap. And I'll see you coming up. Have a good one.